Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny.
You know what time it is, so sit back and get ready for the Stafford Voice, your dose of conservative in a world of liberal.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, good evening. How is everybody doing? Yes, that's right. I am your host, Daniel Stafford, and you are listening to the Stafford Voice, where, yes, we are conservative in a world of liberal, and tonight we are talking about how the Iowa Caucus has spoken. Yes, that's right. The Iowa Caucus has spoken, and judging by the results that we're seeing right now, you could pretty much call it for Ted Cruz. We've got roughly 70% right now of total precincts reporting in Iowa. Cruz is getting 28%, Trump is 25%, Rubio's got 22%. A little more on that here shortly. Now, I want to remind you that there are many, many ways to listen. So whatever you're doing, set this channel as a favorite, whatever you have to do so you don't get left behind. Because if for some strange, crazy reason you do miss the show, you can catch the replay. So just sit tight. There is no need to panic because, yes, I've got you. And in the case you aren't already following on social media, all you got to do, find me over on the Twitters, at Stafford Voice. Again, that's at Stafford Voice. Or you can look me up on Facebook as well. All you got to do is just search for the Stafford Voice if you need a little more than 140 characters to say what you got to say. Well, while you're out there, make sure you give some love to the station and our affiliates. Because without them, we would not have a way to get to you. And it is because of their help we're able to do so. Speaking of help, I want to personally thank each and every one of you that has helped during our pledge drive. Deeply humbled by some of your contributions. It really does mean a lot. It says that you not only like our message, but it's something that you feel important enough to put your money behind. It means something. It means something to you and to those you're reaching out to. It really does mean a lot. Now, I can't say enough thanks to our friends over at RWNJ Funding for allowing us to host our pledge drive with them. It was so easy to do that over there. Their interface is incredible. If you haven't done so, hop over to rwnjfunding.com in your free time. Just take a spin around the block, if you will, and just look and see how easy it is. These guys don't cave to the PC crowd. They're constitutional. I mean, these guys are conservative. They share the same ideals that you do. They share the conservative and the libertarian ideals. They have an affection for the Constitution. We really do. But when you look at the numbers right now, it's almost comical that Representative Gilmore is reporting 10 votes. Other is reporting 90. Now, who is Other? It could have been your mailman. It could have been Mickey Mouse. It could have been Elvis Presley. Hell, it could have even been the trash man. You know, the actual trash man, not the other guy that's doing well in the polls. Other is absolutely crushing Gilmore. It's almost hilarious. But we've got Santorum with less than 1%. Chris Christie's got close to 2%. Huckabee close to 2%. Same with Fiorina and Kasich. all of those really do need to step aside and accept defeat. Jeb Bush will likely stay in this for a little while longer, even though he's got almost 3% right now, with roughly 70%, roughly 3% with 70% of the precincts reporting. Rand Paul. I'm actually kind of disappointed. I thought he was going to do better than 4.5%. I really did. I thought he was going to be a wild card. Carson, on the other hand, I'm surprised is doing at 10%. I thought he was going to be a little higher. I didn't think these numbers would be where they are right now, especially with, the top three. You've got, let's see, you've got 60 to 70% of the votes going to three guys. And I thought it was actually going to be spread out a little more to 5. I thought that those amount of votes were going to be spread out rather evenly amongst the top 5. And I would say the top 5 would have been Cruz, Trump, Rubio, Carson, and Paul. I would have thought that it would have been fairly equal amongst them. But let me talk about this for a second. Let me talk about what would happen, what could possibly happen if Trump gets out. Who actually stands to win and lose after Donald Trump? Most likely, the majority of Donald Trump's supporters are going to go to Rubio. I honestly think that. I honestly think that Trump's supporters are going to lean towards Rubio. Why? Because he's the establishment guy. Cruz has been painted the outsider. As much trash that Trump and the Trump train have done in talking trash on Ted Cruz, as much trash as they've talked, there is probably no reason why they would flip over and join Ted Cruz. I just don't see it. The way I see it is it's going to become a Cruz-Rubio race. And if you would have asked me that a while ago, probably a month and a half, 2 months ago, I probably would have laughed at the thought. I would have genuinely thought that it was only a two-man race, and that was Cruz and Trump. You had a wild card out there, and I had mixed bags of who the wild card was going to be, whether it was going to be Rubio or Carson. Nonetheless, I was thinking about this off and on all day. Rubio stands the best chance of picking up a lot of Donald Trump's voters. Because of all of the trash talk. Which actually does a lot of damage to Ted Cruz. Because if Rubio picks up, say 2/3 of Trump's supporters, it puts him ahead of Cruz. And if you look at national polls right now, Rubio is actually polling better against Hillary Clinton than Ted Cruz is. Ted Cruz is, he beats Hillary Clinton by 1.5 points, and Rubio beats her by 2.5 points. Trump, on the other hand, loses, if I remember right, it was 3 to 4 points. This is a weird election because everybody out there is so frustrated with Washington. They are beyond frustrated. And I think that's why you see Trump being favored so high, so well, because they're sick of it. They're sick of all of the games in Washington. They're sick of all of the games in Wall Street. People are sick of it. But on the other hand, you've got Ted Cruz, who they see has gone against the current, against the grain, if you will, even against his own party. Whereas Rubio is painted as the insider. Rubio is being painted as the Washington establishment. Now it's going to be interesting after today to see if the ground games of some candidates change. I'm speculating here. Speculating and thinking that Trump is going to change ever so slightly. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it. But I think he's going to go back to the nice guy. He's going to back away from all of the attacks. Because he did extremely well when he was playing the nice card. When he decided he wanted to play ugly with Ted Cruz, we started to get a real sense of who Donald Trump is. And a lot of people don't like it. They really don't. So where do we go from here? After Iowa caucus, we have New Hampshire. Donald Trump is going to say, it's okay, I came in second place in Iowa. It's okay. But I'm going to do big. We're going to be huge in New Hampshire. And he very well could do well. But Ted Cruz is campaigning the right way. Ted Cruz went to every single county in Iowa. Every single county. He talked to more Iowans. He talked to more of the people of Iowa than Donald Trump. Yes, I know. You get on Facebook or you get on to traditional media or YouTube or whatever it is. Everywhere you turned, you saw a Donald Trump rally with thousands and thousands of people. Now that's great, but after about 15 to 20 minutes, you've lost your audience. You lost them. Donald Trump would get up there and he was only doing things for the in-the-moment thing. He would say something, he would get an applause, he would fill the next 5 to 10 minutes of gibberish, and then he would say something to get an applause, and he would continue on and on and on. Whereas Ted Cruz went to smaller events. He connected on a personal level. He connected one-on-one with the voter. And he said, you know what? Tell me what it is that's bothering you. Tell me what you would like to see. Now let me tell you what I want to do. So right now we're looking at the polls in Iowa, and we're looking at the CNN poll right now we're looking at the precincts that are being turned in, and CNN is estimating that 97% of the precincts are turned in, and Cruz right now has 28%, Trump second place 24%, Rubio with 23%, Carson with 9%, Paul with 4%, and then you've got the others polling less than 5%. We'll be nice in saying that. So what's happening on the other end? What's happening over in the Democrat Party? Well, amazingly enough, that's an extremely tight race. I doubt Hillary Clinton thought it was going to be this tight. I mean, you got Martin O'Malley pulling up the rear with 1%. Bernie Sanders, 49%. Hillary Clinton with 50%. You've got a virtual tie with roughly 80% of the precincts turned in, 81% of the precincts turned in right now, according to the Democrats, and it's a virtual tie with 81%. I think Hillary Clinton going into this thought she was going to do far better. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not paying attention to politics and haven't been up to this point, you need to start paying attention. You really need to start paying attention, because the Democrats are getting ready to throw all of their support behind a guy that is a blatant, unapologetic socialist. And he will tell you to your face that he is a socialist. He doesn't care. He embraces it. So let's flip back over to the Republican card, and CNN is saying 99% of the precincts are reported. Cruz again 28, Trump 24, third place Rubio with 23. I sense a message being sent that people really want a change. They differ on some very, very small things. But people are sick and tired of what's happening in Washington. People are absolutely sick of it. They're tired of waking up every morning knowing we have a debt that we will probably never be able to pay off in our lifetime. Just today, our debt flipped over to $19 trillion. $19 trillion. In Washington, that's chump change. Trillion is just another word. The biggest things that are making an impact are directly linked to liberal policies, and that they don't work. You can't just give everything away for free. People are starting to realize that, and they're saying enough is enough. enough is enough. And tonight, Iowa has spoken and is asking the rest of the states to follow suit in what they did, and that is to send somebody to Washington that is for smaller government, ending crony capitalism, decreasing your taxes, not only just on you, but on businesses. Because when businesses do better, you'll do better. And the two biggest things, they want somebody that is ready to defend the Constitution at whatever cost. So, again, the results are in, and Ted Cruz wins the Iowa caucus, takes 28%. Trump comes in second, as we predicted over the last couple of days and weeks that this would happen. Trump comes in second with 24%, Rubio with 23%, Ben Carson with 9%, Rand Paul with 4%. That's your top five right there. Anybody else probably just needs to hang up their hat and call it a night. It will be interesting to see what happens in the next few days and weeks into New Hampshire and coming out of New Hampshire next week. It will be rather interesting to see the change in ground games. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is that all you've got for tonight? Yes, actually it is. We're going to call it a night. We're going to take a break from what we typically would do. We're going to end the show here. We're not going to do On This Day in History. We're not going to do Who Said That. We'll save our Who Said That for later on in the week. That's all we're having for tonight. We wanted to bring you what we saw and a couple of thoughts about the Iowa caucus. And that's all we've got for tonight. Until next time, God willing, the Stafford Voice will be back. You can follow me on Twitter at Stafford Voice. Look me up on Facebook by searching for the Stafford Voice. You can email any of your questions, comments, or concerns, or news tips to thestaffordvoice@gmail.com. Thank you so much for your time tonight. And until next time, thanks and God bless.